It's just that hands-free, chic, stylish, minimal vibe. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting comparison video of the Chanel Square Mini Flat Bag and the Chanel Wallet on Chain, or WOC as we like to say for short. Many luxe lovers, including myself, have often compared these two beauties. So by the end of this video, you will know if you're Team Square Mini or Team Wallet on Chain. Stay tuned. So as you can see, I actually brought out two of my WOCs for this comparison because, well, let's just say that Chanel has changed some things over the years, and I want this video to be as informative as possible. So this is an older style WOC, and this is a newer style WOC. And lastly, I will explain why this WOC will be my last in-store Chanel bag purchase. I will be discussing the specs and the prices, bag details and what fits, a little story time, and finally my preference. I will add timestamps below for your convenience. Let's start with the dimensions. The Chanel Square Mini is approximately 17 centimeters across, 13 centimeters high, and 7 centimeters deep. The weight of the bag is 13.1 ounces. The Chanel black patent wallet on chain is 19 centimeters across, 12 centimeters high, and 3.5 centimeters deep. The weight of this WOC is 12.2 ounces. This wallet on chain is the same dimensions as the black one, 19 by 12 by 3.5 centimeters. But the weight of this new Chanel wallet on chain is 13.7 ounces, which is heavier than the older one. The current retail price of a mini square flap as of February 2022 is $4,200 USD. The current retail price of a wallet on chain as of February 2022 is $2,950 USD. So there is a significant price difference between the two of $1,250. So let's dive into a little background about these bags. I purchased this mini square flap in 2018 on Fashion File for $2,800 USD. And at that time, it really was the best option for me because I wanted the gold-plated hardware and the caviar leather because I felt it was more durable. So in order to find this combo at a reasonable price, I knew that I had to scour the secondhand market. Looking back, of course, I do think that the thrill of the hunt was the real fun part, but I am so happy to have her in my collection. I purchased this black patent WOC from the Chanel boutique in 2011 for around $1,400 USD at that time. This was my very first Chanel purchase ever, and I was hooked. I remember getting dressed up and going to the Hirschleifer's Chanel boutique on Long Island and purchasing the bag, and it was an overall pretty seamless experience. I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit intimidating though. I remember perusing the store, looking at bags and jewelry, and the essay was just okay. She didn't necessarily leave a good impression, but I don't remember her saying anything particularly rude or nasty either. Of course, at that time, it was a lot of money to be spending on a handbag. I mean, it's a wallet on chain, so people consider this an SLG, but at that age and at those prices, this qualified as a handbag for me. And so when I handed over my card to pay, I just remember she wanted to get the sale over with and just move on. I wasn't offered any water or champagne or anything. And at that time, you know, this was my first time in a Chanel boutique, so I was unaware of such perks, but I don't let that detract from my overall experience. That was my first experience purchasing a Chanel bag in store, and for me, that signifies that hard work pays off. So I wanted to include a third contender in my comparison video because, as I explained, this is the newest wallet on chain in my collection. I purchased this from the Chanel inside of the Saks store last summer in 2021 for my birthday. This is a beautiful raspberry pinkish red color, and the price at that time was $26.50 before tax. So it already shot up another $300 since last summer. And of course, the price has more than doubled since 2011, an extra $15.50 to be exact, which is mind-blowing. This one has a very interesting story to it as well. I ordered this bag through a Saks SA, and he sent me pictures of the bag from all angles, and it looked great. I love the color, it's stunning, and I already know that a wallet on chain style works for me. And I was glad that I didn't have to pay a premium through a personal shopper. But when it arrived, there was a popped stitch on the front of the bag at the top. I will insert a picture I took. I was so annoyed because this was supposed to be a very easy purchase. So I immediately sent him pictures of the defect. The SA apologized and thought maybe it was damaged during the packaging process, because the defect was certainly not there when he sent me pictures of the bag on the shelf. I requested an exchange, but there were no more bags in stock. I absolutely was not surprised by this because this was just last year and Chanel bags were just flying off the shelves, and they still are. So he recommended that I get it repaired at the flagship Chanel store on Fifth Avenue. I took the bag there and the service was impeccable. They really know what they're doing there. One thing she told me was that she's glad I brought it in right away and that I didn't try to cut or trim the stitch in any way, which I never would even try anything like that because I have no idea what I'm doing. But it's good to reinforce that piece of information, that Chanel and most fashion houses are very sensitive about taking repairs on items that have been tampered with by the client. So I figured I would pass that information on to you guys. Honestly, I want to say it took between 1 to 2 weeks to fix, and they mailed the bag back to me express in perfect condition. And the result is what you see in front of you. Everything looks perfect. I was so relieved. But honestly, it was a little too much drama and hassle for a handbag. I feel like the bag should have been handled with the utmost care and consideration from the moment I paid for it. It is really unacceptable that a trained Chanel SA was so careless in packing my bag, then had the nerve to ship it out knowing that the condition was subpar. Not to mention that the Chanel prices are climbing rapidly, and I'd rather not be subject to impulse purchasing potentially damaged goods. So while we all love a little Chanel, I think I am quite sure that this will be my last handbag purchase in store from the Chanel boutique. Let's get into the details of each bag and how to use them. This version is a seasonal black patent leather with the brilliant silver quilted CC logo. The patent leather on this bag is honestly pretty hard wearing. I have worn this thing to several clubs in the city back in the day, and nothing major has happened to this leather. There have been a few spilled drinks and I just wiped them off, and it's as good as new. The quilts are still pretty plush, as you can see. And you do get fingerprints, but they're wipeable. And I think that kind of comes with the territory when you purchase patent leather. And I'm very pleased with the overall condition of this bag. Quite honestly, it's very impressive given that this bag is 10 to 11 years old. The only thing I worry about is storage because of the patent leather. So I do keep a felt in between the flap and the inside of this bag to avoid any sticking. The outside has no Mona Lisa pocket. I'm guessing because it's a seasonal piece compared to the traditional wallet on chains, which do have a Mona Lisa pocket on the back. And on the inside, there are several compartments. You can see that there are 6 card slots against the back of the bag, a middle open compartment, which is fabric lined, which can help reduce damage or scratches. There is a slip pocket right here, and then a zipper pocket, and then another front slip pocket. This top zipper pocket does not really get much use from me because I really can't fit anything in here, but I do know a lot of people like to keep thin documents or maybe large bills in here because it does open all the way down the length of the bag. But for me, I just keep this closed, and I try to keep the zipper facing inside when I store it and wear it. Generally, I think most people like to expand the base of the WOC in order to get the most surface area and the most use out of the bag. I've seen some YouTubers like Hello Catwalk City use a base shaper down here and keep it open. I also have seen another YouTuber use a piece of cardboard in the shape of the base to keep it open that way, which is pretty clever. I prefer not to expand the base much and to kind of keep the natural folds because I prefer the more compact look when I'm wearing the WOC. This particular wallet on chain, and probably most of them, have this snap button closure, which can be a little difficult to maneuver with one hand or if you're in a rush. I pretty much always need 2 hands to snap the closure. If I'm on the go and I can't be bothered, I will just sling the bag crossbody and leave it unbuttoned, which is not a huge deal because the flap does stay closed. I really want to point out that the chain strap on the WOC is really very beautiful and delicate. It is so thin, much thinner than the Square Mini chain, and it looks like a piece of decorative jewelry when you're wearing it. Here is a comparison of the 2 chains up close. This is the silver WOC chain, and this is the gold Square Mini chain. Both are stunning in their own way. The strap drop on the WOC measures at 60.3 centimeters, measuring from the top of the bag, which is longer than the Square Mini chain. So when you wear it crossbody, it usually sits low on most people, especially if you're around 5'3" or 5'4" in height. But that's usually how I wear it because it's so easy to throw on and it looks very chic with all of your casual outfits. It makes you look put together, like you were able to easily fit all your essentials in this chic little Chanel bag. It gives off an effortlessly hands-free vibe, especially when worn with jeans or tailored pants. One of the key perks of the WOC is that you can definitely go from day to night with this bag. A lot of WOC owners can attest to that. I myself have used her shopping in the day and then out for drinks at night countless of times. The WOC is super comfortable because it just lays flush against your body and it's very lightweight. Not to mention, it's so easy to pack and take on vacation. The CC logo on the WOC is small enough so it's not obnoxious, but it is noticeable. If you're in a place where you don't want the attention, you can always flip the bag around and it's plain quilting on the back, which I've done before, especially if you don't want to be noticed carrying a Chanel bag, because it's very important to be aware of your surroundings. I know that a lot of people like to double the chain like this and wear her crossbody to shorten it so that it sits higher on the body. But you do have to be careful with this method because ultimately when you open up your bag, it can become undone. People do get creative by tying a ribbon on these chains, and that way they stay stationary. Of course, you can easily double the chain again one more time and wear it as a shoulder bag with dressier outfits. For more formal occasions, I simply tuck the chain in all together and wear her as a clutch. So as you can see, there are countless ways to wear her. I love my wallet on chain because of how it makes me feel. Again, it's just that hands-free, chic, stylish, minimal vibe that I get from wearing this bag. And I don't try to make it something it's not. I'm used to carrying my bare essentials, so the WOC just works for me. I think that the key is just keeping the bag light, which in turn makes it very easy and comfortable to wear, which essentially makes me reach for it more. I just wanted to touch on a few points regarding the new raspberry colored WOC. This is from the Autumn Winter 21 collection, I believe. This is in caviar leather, but this leather has a softer feel than my older mini caviar leather. You can tell that the front flap is a bit more malleable to the touch, and there's just more bounce to the leather. It has the Mona Lisa pocket on the back, the champagne gold hardware, and this one has the snap magnetic closure, which is a lot easier because you don't need two hands to close the bag. Lastly, on the inside, there's no serial code. They just have the new microchips, and there it is right there. That has the purchaser's details of when they purchased this bag, where they purchased this bag, and probably some sort of a code that matches their database to ensure the authenticity of the item. But those are the notable differences between the newer style WOC and the older style WOC. The Chanel Mini is very cute because it essentially looks like a miniature flat bag. It has the Mona Lisa pocket on the back, which can be functional for small things like receipts or a subway ticket or a credit card of some sort. But I wouldn't put anything too bulky back there like a phone because the seams might start stretching out. This is the caviar leather, which is pretty durable. Because this is an 11 series bag, it was made sometime between 2006 and 2008. So the turn lock is the 24 karat gold plated turn lock, which is an elegant touch. You could probably tell that this gold is more of a yellow tone gold compared to the now champagne gold that Chanel uses. I do love the gold hardware because it just adds a lot of character and you get that vintage vibe. The gold tone hardware matches the stamp on the inside. This one is made in France. And there's just one big opening on the inside. This is leather lined. And there's one slip pocket here, as well as a zipper pocket across the back. The chain strap is 50.2 centimeters from the top of the bag. So this is considerably shorter than the WOC. That's why it sits up higher when you wear it crossbody. But overall, does look very good with casual outfits, especially jeans, t-shirts, leather jackets, and casual dresses. In my opinion, this looks better worn as a shoulder bag, as a single chain shoulder bag, because it just looks more seamless, especially on me, as a shoulder bag, as opposed to a crossbody. I do like to wear the WOC as a crossbody more often. You can potentially double this chain But this style does look a little too short for me. I don't think I've ever worn it that way, but it's a possibility. Again, crossbody, this bag does tend to stick out a bit because of its square shape. So let's go over what fits in each bag. Starting with the wallet on chain. I really don't use the back card holders, to be honest with you. I kind of just put my essential cards and ID in there loosely. So I'll use this to demonstrate how I place my credit cards and ID kind of against the back there. The Louis Vuitton key clay can fit in there, but it will certainly expand the bag. If I really can't be bothered to switch out my keys, I will carry this in there, knowing that the base is going to be stretched out. But typically, I don't use this, but rather I use a more condensed keychain and put my keys in here. This is by Orbit Key, which is amazing. I take my phone, lipstick, and usually a lip gloss, and that's it. I try to shuffle it around so that it doesn't get too bulky at the bottom. There's a lot of space, but again, you guys know I don't like to overstuff my bags. I like to keep it light, and I'm very happy to just take my essentials with me. And that's that. Not too bulky at all. The Square Mini can fit a lot more things, as you can imagine. I do use a small card case, then my phone, then the Louis Vuitton key clay, which I usually stand upright to give me more space. Sometimes I like to take a power bank with me. This is a very thin one that I got off Amazon, and it works great. So that fits right in there. AirPods, lipstick, lip gloss, and honestly, there's a little bit of room for a couple more things. But honestly, I would be pleased with these items, especially in a mini bag. And there you have it. And finally, I'm sure you guys can tell by now which bag I favor more because I have two of them. I do love the WOC style more just because it makes me happy when I wear it. Like I said, it gives me a chic, minimal, effortless look when worn casually, and when I need to dress it up, it comes through perfectly. That kind of versatility is what really attracts me to the WOC style. And it's just so fun getting it in a pop of color also. I also genuinely think that the WOC is a great choice for all ages, all body types, and it stands the test of time. If one day you decide you don't want to wear it as a bag anymore, you can literally use it as a wallet in your larger bags. Thank goodness that the WOC is priced considerably lower than the mini flap, because that's definitely a pro in my mind. Knowing Chanel though, that gap may start to close. So I hope you enjoyed this Chanel comparison video, and I thank you so very much for watching. I could talk about luxury goodies all day, but my main goal is to highlight the key details of each bag that will help you become a well-informed shopper. After all, that's why I started diving into the world of YouTube, because these kinds of videos have helped me tremendously with my luxe purchases, and they pretty much help me save me money too. And so my goal is to pay it forward and make videos that can help you in a similar way. Comment below if you are Team Square Mini, Team WOC, or neither. This was so much fun, so if you want to see more breakdowns of my luxe items, then watch this video here, and I promise the eye candy will not disappoint. I appreciate the support from each and every one of you. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.